It's not that I can set you free. Don't wanna cry a river. I see you standing in the rain. Without you I go insane. I feel your touch, I want you near. Without you I have no fear. It's not that I can set you free. Don't wanna cry a river. I see you standing in the rain. Without you I go insane. I feel your touch, I want you near. Without you I have no fear. Have no fear. Have no fear. Have no fear. Have no fear.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, July 12th, 2016. And for people who are watching the last couple of days, you may have a good laugh out of today's episode. So we spent 3 hours yesterday trying to track down a bug, wondering why multiplayer shootout wasn't working the same as ours. And I'm trying to think, where in their blueprint am I doing something different, right? And I saw some things like they're using an event, so like, okay, I'll change my function call to an event, which calls for my function call to a function would call an event, whatever. Seems a bit stupid, but okay, sure. And I just kept going through all that sort of stuff. And then, I was like, what, screw it. Calling a day, we're done. And then after a stream, I kind of poked around a little bit. And I'm like, let's try using a regular game mode. Like, not my base game mode, but whatever. And all of a sudden, actually, I tried using a different project, and I'm like, okay, it works there, so maybe something wrong with my project. So I look into my project and see that when I change my game mode to the regular, standard game mode, it works fine. When you call a begin play on a level blueprint, server works, client works. Whereas on my game mode, only server calls, client never does. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. So I then looked through, and I should have loaded up before I turned my camera on, but I looked through my game mode class, both this one and the previous one, and I saw a little typo. So you see base pawn is a base pawn, object initializer, super object initializer. Well, on game mode, you can see where this is going. A base mode, yeah, so it's fine. I don't need any, parameters. No super. What Epic does, if this is the problem, why the game mode... That's a weird flag. Okay, so I need to patch that, but we'll do that after the stream. Why the game mode would have some effect on the clients calling begin play on the level, which has nothing to do with the game mode, shouldn't at least, is beyond me, since the game mode is loaded after, but anyway, whatever happens, this might be the issue. So we're gonna, and there's also some other places where well, here I don't call super. There's a couple other places. I'm gonna go through all of them and see, like here. Actually, let's close all. Close all documents. There we are. So let's just go and look through here. So base game instance, base game mode, base game state, base pawn, player controller, player states. Piece should be fine, but we'll check that too, and then tile. And then let's actually look at piece bishop. Okay, so that's fine. Well, if that's fine, they're all gonna be fine. Tile doesn't call it either, so we're just gonna add all those in. And one thing I'm also thinking this might be the problem as well is, remember back when we had the hot reload bug, where it would say UIDs are matching, it should never happen in ed, or etc, etc, etc. I'm thinking that maybe that was called in the actor constructor, which was not being called because it never called super. So that might be the error, which I was thinking like, oh, it's an engine bug, whatever. Nope. Just got being an idiot. Player state super is called. Good. And just so you know, this is not actual C++. C++ don't have C++ doesn't have a super keyword. You're actually supposed to call the constructors individually because you may have multiple inheritance. I'm not sure if that's why they do it, but that's one of the reasons why they could have done it. Base game state doesn't do it either. Super. And then super. And then let's see about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to log into GitHub, and we're actually going to look at Unreal Tournament. Unreal Tournament's a bit old, but oh, we're already logged into GitHub. Okay. We're going to look into Unreal Tournament and see what they do. If they do PCIP, which is the the before object initializer way of doing it, then we probably won't copy that because we don't want to regress. Although I think it's deprecated by now, so they would have to do some weird hacky stuff to make it come back. But yeah. 1 second. I assume you all didn't want to hear a can opening, so I muted that for that. So there. So UT game instance. Let's look at game instance first off. Game instance super object initializer. So they use object initializer. Okay. We're probably not going to be using it, but whatever. Which means we're also going to need to edit the headers as well to do object initializer. Let's see when we do. So I can just copy that. Formatting selection, that's weird. And then super object initializer. And we're obviously going to have issues with that. So game mode, I think they do it in game mode too. AUT game mode. It's not different. Oh, that's right, interface. Game mode, yeah, they use object initializer. I don't know why they would use object initializer. I don't think they actually ever use it in the constructor. Yeah, they never actually use it in the constructor, it seems. But Super may require it, so we'll just do it that way. And we'll do game state's probably gonna be the same. Object initializer. Good thing is if we, well, I shouldn't say the good thing. Probably if we add it to a actor that doesn't need it, we get an error, so whatever. I think they removed PCIP and, what was it, 4.9? 4.7 maybe? So now we need to go into, and then let's see here. So Peace Bishop. Sorry. Yeah, so that's already all done. So now we can just close all of this. And then in each of the header files, change the constructor to have this parameter. Because otherwise the constructors won't match and the compiler just won't compile it. Boom. 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 Make sure I didn't put an array and body macro accidentally. Because I'm like, parentheses, it needs object initializer. Pawn, that's already been done. Because I needed it for the capsule components. Initializer. Initializer, object initializer. What is it? Okay. Wait a minute. Oh. Booty. Let's look in game mode, public. Don't know if the class I'll use struck. Oh, this is game mode. So where's your constructor? Add. That's a lot of properties. I'm very much a... Oh, okay. I'm very much a fan of leaving the constructor as far up as possible. Not that it actually matters, but, you know. Oh, they don't actually have the constructor defined? Do they just not actually add the constructor and they let the macro do it? Oh, they use the class body. Okay, so they use the old way. Alright, so let's just copy this around then. So that's added to all the header files. Now in here, we will, I'll delete that. I believe that's just a for declare, but I could be wrong. Which shouldn't be necessary because of, well, yeah. We shall see though. Check it types just to really delete as well, because I don't actually need a U class. Oh, he levels up helper. Okay. Shouldn't matter, because that's not a very useful piece, but I guess it might help for hot reloading. Okay. So save all. Now let's try building, make sure I didn't typo. Even though it's kind of a typo when you're doing copy paste. So let's see, after we put all the supers in, let's see if our problem goes away. Including a hot reload bug, hopefully. Which is funny because I looked in my previous version as well, and sure enough I didn't include the supers in the 4.11 version either. So that might have been why my project was broken. It was the source file. It all links, it all compiles too. So let's launch. And that actually might be the cause of some of the crashes I had too. Why it would launch the first time but not the second time. Because the constructor is not being called properly. Which is probably values that are set to default in the constructor aren't reset on the reload. So main menu, menu level. And bingo, all of a sudden we now have it operating like it should. And let's make sure it's set to my, oh, default game mode, sorry. Thought I changed that back after I was poking around after the screen. Now let's try it. Oh, still doesn't work. close it and let's try again. Let's try main menu. Nope, still only on server. So that's not the fix then. We do have problems with the game mode though. Let's try getting rid of these. And we'll do a hot reload. See if this fixes it. And see what it said. It's only running on the server still. So let's look in the. So we know the problems with our C++ files. We should know what that problem is yet. We thought it was the constructor, but apparently not. So the game mode is game state, player controller, pawn, and player state. You know what? Before we start fiddling around, come on. Okay. Before we start fiddling around, let's start with this. And let's close it down. And we'll see if it works without game state, player controller, pawn, and player state. If it does, that means our problem's with game mode itself. If not, then the problem is it's one of these subclasses and we can just add them in. Thankfully, we don't need them to launch the game. Okay, so the problem's not with game mode. The problem is with something that game mode loads. So let's try game state. Hot reload. Problem seems to be with game state. But before we go and search game state, let's comment out game state and let's comment out game state by itself. Hot reload and see if it works again. If not, then we'll comment in something other than game state. Okay. So, works without game state, so let's comment in, or uncomment player controller class. Player controller works. Before we keep going, default pawn class. Because there could be two things broken, right? Okay, that works. And player state. Problems are broken in game state. Okay. Because everything else works except this one. Hot reload. Try again and make sure we don't get different results. If we do... And I'm not getting any UUID issues, so that's a good sign. Yeah, the game state's broken. So why is the game state broken? Which is unfortunately probably one of our largest... actually, no, I don't think we used much with it this time. Oh, it could be the, Oh, we override, Okay, so maybe I can think of what it is. Or, wrong one. Game state, there we are. We overrode handle match waiting to start. We never called the parent. I think that's the correct macro for it, or the correct syntax for it. Oh crap! Close. So that would make sense if game state is blocking, handle match is waiting to start. Bingo. Oh, we didn't actually re-enable it, I don't think. No, we did. So let's try adding all these back. And then doing a hot reload. And seeing if it works. Yeah, it works. 1 second while I... So you don't see my Twitter in case someone said something stupid. Oh, it's in this monitor anyway. Yep. And again, this is not actual C++, because you need, in C++, you need to actually statically call the parents' methods. Or statically or dynamically? Or statically or pointer? That's a good point. Whoops. Let's look in C++ parent override. Written. Let's look at Wikipedia. Virtual void print const. Rectangle prints, T-box is T rectangle print, so you have to statically call the parent's method. That's what I thought, but you know. My main language is JavaScript, so what can I do? Okay, so now we have all that solved. Let's open up Git. And cd c:\Unreal projects, check it. Status, git add a, git commit m, dope, add missing supers for Scott adds supers. It's super effective. And no, I don't have Pokemon. Well, I have the Game Boy version of Pokemon. I haven't played it in like years. But a meme's still a meme, right? Okay. So yeah, now we have that. We can start working on our start working on our menu and the viewport. Okay. So that's good. Now in our menu, which we really messed up trying to find this bug. I don't know if we fixed all that yet. Okay. If false. That was right? Yeah, okay. Should probably redo. Not. Come on. And there we are. Then get player controller 0, which is apparently the right way to do it. Those people on the internet were wrong. All right, there we are. Who would have thought people on the internet were wrong? So now we should be able to launch and see. Oh, that's not working. So something we did screwed it up. So let's break the link, compile, save. And see, is this the one that broke it? No. Well, we know that our thing is not broken anymore, so let's break link here, construct there. That is absolutely weird. Link there. You think you're out, they pull you back in, right? Yeah. Okay, so open level is probably the problem. Okay. So we found the problem, it's this. Is there a reload level? Try re-em. Oh, maybe it's stuck in a loop. Let's actually see. See if our output log is going to be looping. If you're wondering about why I'm doing the open level and set thing, that's being set by... that's what shooter game does. Or a multiplayer shooter, I mean. Let's try just resetting the order here. So we set the game state before we do the open level. That's not the way it should have did the other order, so it should work, but no. And then you level main menu, absolute options. So let's open up a multiplayer shootout and see what it does with the low level. As a matter of fact, we can even, now we know what's going on, look at their walkthrough setup. Okay, here, so playing, yep, just true, and open the main level, but the kind of, give me a certain set, that's false value. Macro that transition to macro state. Okay, and thanks, Mir, by the way. Good game instance. It's current state playing. We go to main menu. Then we'll go into. Actually, you know what? Let's just short circuit this out, and we'll do to do add back in if multi-level load bug is caused by this. I don't know if I'm spelling that correctly. Otherwise, we'll just leave it like this because this works, and I don't care. There we are. Theoretically, if we're on that level, we're going to be on that level. I don't know why Epic does it, but I do, so whatever. So then, create a game there and create a game there. Both are enabled. Oh, because I didn't hook it up yet. There we are. Now if I hook this up, and this up. Do a save all. Yeah, I just shut down multiplayer shootout, which is good. Server, yep. So a server is allowed to create a game. The client is not. They can only join a game, but they've already joined the game. So, yeah. Okay, so they've already joined a game, that's fine. Okay, so we finally implemented what we wanted to. Finally a lock. Create game for non-hosts. And now we got a variable that says whether you're the host or not, which is available by C++. It's on game state, I think, or game instance. No, player controller. I think it's player controller. Or player state, jeez. Yeah, menu host. So now we have that. Make sure I actually am looking at it properly. Server request new host, which is on player controller. So on player controller, server request new host. All the way to the bottom, right? If roles authority, get world, get game, get the game mode, select new host, which game mode does. Here, it goes through all, and if there's someone already set the host, it returns. Because if they aren't set a host, they'll be gone. Do I have it set on tick anywhere? Should actually make this to check for host. Because the nice thing about player state, it's available to all clients. So if all clients see that no one is a host, then, you know. We're going to leave it like this for now. We're going to need to solve for this because this only changes host on construct, which means that if the host leaves... Oh, actually, what I could do is have another event on the host leave and call similar function to this. What I was planning on doing was having this be attached to tick for all players, because everyone can see every player state, and just have everyone check: is someone on a host, someone host? Oh, no one's a host? Okay, I'm going to send a request. But I didn't want to have the server be like, 20 requests per second, or, 20 requests per tick, which is, hundreds per second, if there's 20 people connected, all trying to be a new host. Well, all trying to say, find a new host, find a new host. It's, like having kids in the back. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Right? Especially if it starts signaling the server to make new requests before it finishes the request. So then it has to make a lockout and stuff, but yeah. So yeah, what we'll do is just when the host leaves, we will request new host. So what do we want to do that? Probably in C++ actually. There is a game mode. I have it in my reference, but I'm not going to look at it right now. Functions to override. I think there'd be a function on the game mode for handle player leaving. I guess not. So maybe I'll do it on the tick of the game mode, but I'm not going to do that right now because, well, whatever. So, fix me, or to do, have the game mode do this by itself. Probably have the server tick and check if there's a new host. If there is none, then switch it out. Instead of even having the clients request it, just have the host do it and trickle it down as necessary. So I'll undo this, but that's okay. For now, this is what we got. Because I'm lazy. I just want to get it done. So if we're not host so how will we think of if we're not a host? Okay. Because we want to have the players connect in here. We'll not deal with that right now, because we have a bunch of things we need to do. So first what we're going to do is something that's I haven't done for a while. Panel user list. We need to create a widget for a player slot. So we will create a new UI widget. There's so much we have to do. Okay, now in here we'll open it up, and like spawn slot, it'll have blah blah blah, but this one will be so what do? We did a horizontal box with a vertical box. So what do we want to have the player slot look like? It could be very simple. It could just be like, you know, player name kick. Do we want any other functionality there? I mean, we could add ignore buttons and stuff like that, but that'll be later on. Let's have player kick, sure, why not? So, horizontal box, bang. Oops. I don't know. Horizontal box. Text. And then button. Right along, or yeah. We'll have spacer. Between the two, and spacer will fill. On here we'll have a text box that says kick. Kick. Fairly consistent, sure, why not? And padding 10. And this will be size 16, I think is what we chose. Yeah, 16. Wait, that's 18. We could go a bit smaller. Let's go 16. I'll save. Now it's 16 as well. I'll save. And a text block we'll just replace with a name procedurally. The padding on the entire horizontal box. How about 5? 5. Let's actually be 5 all around. Let's see what that looks like. We probably want to get some of that. Let's see what 4-2 looks like. That's fine. And then the padding, we'll have padding left be 20 pixels. Save. Now create game. Oh, that's ugly. Route. So we'll have all of these be set up a spawn list. We're gonna have a route node. Route. Oh, I typoed. Panel list user. Wait, what? We're all seeing this, right? User list has a capital I there, but not a capital I in the other place. Anyway. Whatever, it's probably because I typoed it and then changed it and then updates. I don't know. This is when people probably go back and look through the previous videos to see what happened. Right. Get all actors of class. And set the class is a base player controller, or player state, sorry. For each loop. Bingo. We will create a create widget. controller. It'll be base, or sorry, base. It would be widgets, player slot, and then we will so on this we have a function that does set spawn number. Weird. What's the player state? Anyway, I mean, weird, it's something I created. Set player name. Set player. Yeah. UI work, I love it, huh? So set player is oh, I didn't even set a variable yet. Whoops. I want to expose this as a variable. It's a variable, yeah. Text name. This is where I gotta think of where I want to put my check-it ID. Alright, so let's do set name. Not test, text. Set text. Oh, context is that's one of the problems. So I want to set look for widget. Widget text. Let's get text. Set text. There we are. There we are. Target self. Yeah, that's what I want. Oh no, that's not. I want a text box. I want get there. Then in text will be so what do I want to do? Set player will have the input be a base player state, I guess. reference. Incoming player. Weird. There we are. And then player name. At some point, I'm also going to want to have... Oh, it's replicated? Oh, it's a replicated variable. At some point, I'm going to want to have the ability for people to change their name as well. Let's do rename. Sure, let's add a rename function, which is here. Now let's add a new button. And a text box, or a text, no. Let's do it this way then. There we are. Rename. And then, there we are. We'll eventually make it so that way the rename only works on your own, but, you know. Actually, we're not even going to hook it up for now, but, you know, it'll be there. It says spacer, actually. Oh, no, we can just add padding here. Padding right is 5 pixels. Solid box. Padding 0. Let's add padding 5 all around. And there we are. And our graph, so set text. That should be good. And create screen there. Then we'll do set text. Select player controller. Add reroute node. Let's actually just add it over here. And then we'll add another reroute node there. Bingo, bingo. So we set that, and we need to add it. So we add it by add child. And it would be a local variable, I think. Or not. What? No. The hell is button A2? button. Rename, and button kick. I want to return that. Oh, that'll be content. And panel user list will be target. And then when we're done, what do we do? Oh, this is bad. Whoops. Route. What's the matter, Amir? Meanwhile, I said this is bad. I said this is bad because I accidentally had it for each spawn slot. I would add players when I want to have it after it's done. Add players. Yeah. So this happens on construct, which means it will not happen when people add and leave. We'll need to add another method for that. Compile, save, save, compile, save. Should be compile all anyway, and that's not even that anyway. Okay, weird. Let's see here. We're here, but we're running out of space. That's a very long name, of course. So we're going to need to probably make it a 2-line thing, but yeah. We need to put some background so we can isolate them into specific panels. But we're on the right slot. Well, you know. Let's do 0 padding. So we're good as long as we stick in 16:9 aspect ratios. But we'll want to have something different for 4x3 because otherwise we'll be having our things cut off. Things being screens. So main menu, we do here is enabled. What we should do instead is set text. Text, target, button create game. This should not work. It should be the value on it. Text, create game button. Let's do text create game. So we'll know the difference between button and. The error. Okay, we need get. Game lobby. Oops. Game lobby. So eventually I'm going to need to have it switch between states properly and set the state properly. So if you want to create a new game, or if you're already connected, yeah, that. But we're gonna just have it be, game lobby for now. If you're not the menu host, and if you, or instead of join game, will be disconnect from server, which we will deal with right now. Join the game, we're going to have it be text join game. Then we'll do set text. It'll be disconnect from lobby. So when we see this, it should be the server sees create a game, join a game, settings, and exit. Whereas when there's a person connected, game lobby, disconnect from server, settings, exit. This is going to be a lot better in the future, but it's going to be functional at least. So we go into the game lobby. We're going to be able to see this, but we're going to disable all of the functionality apart from, things that are necessary for that player. So they can see it happen, see it be replicated, but they won't be able to actually adjust any of the values. The host will be the one setting up the game. Let's actually commit this. Actually, before we do that, let's save all, then commit. Should be separate host and clients. 2 at least. So we're making progress, which is good. So once again, on the client we see a game lobby, so we can go and see what the host is. We'll have to change the connects. Yeah, as you can see, that's a problem. Because we want the client to be able to go back to the main menu to adjust their video settings or whatever, or exit the game, but kind of stay connected to the lobby. I want to make that kind of clear. Again, it's going to be bug-ridden for a while, but the point's not to have a function, or the point's to have a functional thing, not a robust thing, right? And it'll eventually be like, hey, listen, there's a bunch of bugs, like the UI is, messed up, but hey, this is a gameplay concept. What do you guys think, right? I think you can delete the player start. Save. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And then git status, git commit, m or am, remove unneeded player starts. Okay. Okay. And now it's just a matter of fixing all of these UI elements. That's weird, the names are different from client and server. We need to fix that soon. So you know what? Let's just call it a day for today. We had a lot of things being fixed, so let's just call it for now. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.